The following wrestling simulation requires discretionary viewer participation. Welcome to another exciting edition of Championship Wrestling. These matches are sanctioned and supervised by the Steam Workshop Alliance, courtesy of Fire Pro Wrestling World and the Carlzilla Mod Pack. I am Benoit, and we're kicking things off with a big tag team match, as we have Frank and Ken Shamrock going up against Randy Savage and his brother, Lanny Poffo. You see, Randy Savage was actually, Randy Savage won the Gold Rush tournament back in March, and in doing so, he defeated Ken Shamrock. He actually defeated Ken Shamrock by a knockout, which seems to have embarrassed Ken, who wants a rematch against the Macho Man. And Ken brought in his brother, also well-versed in MMA, Frank Shamrock. Now, even though I called them brothers, and despite they having the same last name, Frank and Ken Shamrock are not blood brothers. However, the man in the ring with Ken Shamrock right now, Lanny Poffo, otherwise known as the Genius, actually is the brother of the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Now, Ken Shamrock actually is going to be able to get a rematch against the Macho Man June 21st at the Summer Solstice. And while their match in the Gold Rush tournament took place in a wrestling ring, this rematch is actually going to be taking place in Ken Shamrock's native turf, the Octagon. That should be an interesting match to watch. Shamrock has a front face lock there. Oh, and he tags in his brother, Frank. Even though they are brothers by adoption, I'm still going to reference them as brothers. Now, Frank Shamrock doesn't actually have much background in professional wrestling, as he is purely into MMA. I think he might have took part in Pancrase 2. I don't remember. Oh. Nice takedown there. Goes right into, extending that arm right into a cross arm breaker. He wants to get that submission victory. And wouldn't it be something if Frank, he rolls over in a choke. That is allowed, though. I don't really know what makes a choke allowed versus not allowed in modern day pro wrestling. I suppose if something's legal in an MMA fight, it's legal in pro wrestling? I don't know. But now, Savage reverses that. Now he has a Frank there in his own cross arm breaker. You know, if you want to fight dirty, the Macho Man can definitely bring it to you. He is no slouch. Former World Wrestling Federation and World Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Right back into that. Looks like maybe a sleeper there. Crossface almost with the one arm. Now Lanny Poffo gets tagged back in. But Frank, you got to focus on the legal man. All right, he goes and tags in his brother. Ooh, Ken. But not before delivering a bunch of kicks. Those educated feet. We have a strike exchange here. You have to think that Ken Shamrock's probably going to have the advantage in that. But, oh no, Poffo comes out on top. All right. Leg is hooked. Goes for a cover. But Frank tries to break it up. Of course, Lanny Poffo seeing that come and lets go. Ends up getting kicked in the face for doing so, though. Nice drop toe hold. Lanny Poffo, perennial undercard worker. However, I believe he did get a victory over Hulk Hogan. Was that a Saturday night's main event? I don't remember, but that was back in, 89. When the Genius was actually managing Mr. Perfect. You know, the late, great Kurt Hennig. I don't know why I can't say that. I'm tired, folks. We got the ankle lock hooked. But the Macho Man makes the break there. I thought he might go for it again, but instead he goes for the cover. Once again, Randy able to break up that pin. Oh, and a low blow to Frank. Now, I know that's not legal in MMA. You know, even in the original UFC when they said, you know, no holds were barred, that did not mean that you could just punch a guy in the dick. Oh, we got a heel hook. Looks like a knee bar with a heel hook. Really trying to wear down Randy Savage. You know, hurts the arm. He's probably not going to want to go for that elbow. Hurt the leg, and he won't be able to stand, let alone come off the top rope. Frank is really taking it here to the Macho Man. Goes for the cover. No, but Savage kicks out. Now the Macho Man drags Frank right back to his half of the ring. Goes for a pile driver. No, but he gets backdropped out of it. Once again, he goes right for that knee bar. Lanny's trying to kick out of it, but it wasn't really working. And now we got a cover here. But the world's most dangerous man is able to break that up. Oh, I think Savage is hurt. Be something if Frank there was able to get the pinfall. Up, double wrist lock, call that a Kimura, but also that that leg is right behind the head. Up. What an odd time to go for a cover. Probably just wanted Frank to exert more energy. High knee. I think Randy's going up top for that elbow. He is! And he hits it. Cover. Oh, if Ken wasn't right there, this match would be over. Tag back out to Lanny. I don't know if that was such a good idea. Oh, now we got Ken Shamrock in there with Lanny Poffo. Smart, though, by the Genius. Double team effort. Uh-oh. I don't know why they're going to send him right back to his brother, Frank. That might have been a mistake in logic. Cover way too close. Ken doesn't even want to be pinned anyway. You know, Ken is fuming after losing. It's not just the loss that got to him. It's the fact he got knocked out. Randy Savage took him out with a critical. And now Frank there trying to weaken his opponent, but he's not the legal man, so even if Lanny were to submit, it would not count. Oh, might be going for the ankle lock. No. Instead, he decided to pick up Lanny, and he wound up getting mule kicked because of it. Uh-oh, belly to belly. That was overhead. I would say normally a belly-to-belly suplex is a prelude to that ankle lock. Good ring positioning, but Ken was able to kick out. German suplex. Too close to the rope, though, but he still wants to go for the cover. Not a good idea. Up, sleeper hold. Randy knew his brother was in trouble, so he locked Ken in a sleeper hold there for a moment. Hunan Karana. Ken might want to get out of there. And he does. He tags in his brother. Looks like both brothers are tagged in. Double team onto Ken. Double power bomb. Yes! That's going to hurt. Oh, as are those multiple punches. But the leg is caught. Bit of a dragon screw. Not something you'd usually see out of the Macho Man. He is clearly hurt, though. He took a while to get back up. Oh, my God. Look at all those kicks. Back into that Kimura. Oh, I think Randy's hurt. But now a sleeper of his own. And ref calls for it. Looks like Frank submitted with a sleeper hold. Got to remember, it's going to be Ken Shamrock versus Randy Savage in a cage at the Summer Solstice. Two big men are in the ring now as we got Big Rick Fuller taking on the total package, Lex Luger. Luger we haven't seen in a few months as he made his debut in the big battle royal on Valentine's Day. It's a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, multi-time World Heavyweight Champion, and he's looking to score some wins because he wants to be the heavyweight champion here in Fire Pro Wrestling. Now, we already have a champion, the SWA champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Austin is going to be defending that heavyweight championship at the Summer Solstice against Savio Vega. That's going to be a good match there. Fuller tries to rip the head right off the neck of Lex Luger. Inside cradle. Looks like Fuller has a little bit of technical wrestling know-how to go along with that big size and strength. He actually is slightly bigger than Lex Luger, but I mean, look at the body. Look at the definition. Look at the striations. There's a reason why he came into the WWF as the Narcissist in 1993. Side headlock there on Rick Fuller. Up. Oh, Lex Express there reverses out. Could he be going for a superplex? Really? That's a big man. Yeah, I thought it might be too early for that. What does Fuller have in mind, though? Oh, whatever it was, Lex saw it coming and got the hell out of the way. Oh, he's calling for the torture rack. This could be, oh, he's got Fuller up in the rack. And that's it, folks. Lex Luger with a quick victory over the bigger Rick Fuller. We have Yoshi Tatsu making his debut here on Championship Wrestling. He's going up against the Pride of Mexico, Alberto Del Rio. Now, most Americans probably will know Yoshi Tatsu as a undercard to midcard worker in WWE in like the 2009, 2010, 2010s. Oh, powerbomb. Oh, into a pin. Only got a 1, though. That was a nice counter. But Yoshi Tatsu spent most of his career in Japan, be it New Japan, where he got his neck pretty messed up after taking a Styles Clash. Wound up putting him in a halo. And then, of course, he formed the Hunter Club as to try to oppose Bullet Club. Leg is hooked by Alberto, but that was a bit of a flop. Matter of fact, his biggest success in wrestling was actually part of All Japan, where he was the longest reigning television champion. And we're going to see how that translates here to Fire Pro as he takes on Alberto Del Rio, multiple-time champion in WWE. And a former champion in Mexico as well. Now, these two might have faced off in WWE. I don't really know. I wasn't following the Fed much at that time. Yoshi currently taking it to Alberto. Oh! A little bit of a lung blower from the front. Now we have a strike exchange here in the center of the ring. Yoshi got the best of that. Alberto with a nice vertical. No, never mind. Oh, Yoshi's like, come on. Spinning heel kick. Looks like it caught Del Rio right on the side of the head. But he recovered quickly and came back with a nice snapmare takeover. You know, you move the head and the neck, the rest of the body is going to follow. Otherwise, you die. You know, we don't want to see anybody die here in Fire Pro. Maybe a good knockout every now and again, but no death, please. That time, the vertical suplex got Tatsu all the way over. He keeps kicking him right in the small of the back. That is an insult right there. This match has a 20-minute time limit. Oh, super backdrop perhaps? No, he's putting him down. Double stomp right to the chest. Goes for the cover. If that's it, I would not be surprised. 3. No, it is not. Tatsu able to kick out. Keeps things in the corner. I don't know if that's a wise idea. Del Rio. Nice power slam and the cover. Not enough as Yoshi kicks out again. Alberto likes to go for that cross arm breaker. We saw that a couple of times earlier in the Shamrock versus... speaking of an arm breaker, that is That is a unique submission hold there over the shoulder. Looks like he's twisting the arm as he's yanking it. Oh, flying arm breaker there. Now he can be focusing on that arm. Once again, knees to the chest, trying to drive the air there out of Del Rio. Cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Del Rio kicks out. Oh, and he comes back with a kick of his own. Both men are down. Oh, Del Rio's heating up. He does have that spicy Latin temper. Leg is hooked. Oh, that's enough this time. Alberto Del Rio gets the win over Yoshi Tatsu in Yoshi Tatsu's debut here in Fire Pro Wrestling. Johnny Rodz is currently in the ring with the immortal Hulk Hogan. Hogan made his debut during the big battle royal on Valentine's Day, but it's been a month since we've seen him as he last lost to Roman Reigns. Oh, Johnny Rodz, I think go for a pile driver early. I don't know if that's a good idea there. Hogan backdrops out of it easily. Hogan, of course, a multi-time champion, a six-time WWF/WWE champion, and a multi-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. And I don't know if retroactively they said he was, oh my God, if he was the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. But I know there was multiple times where the crowd in attendance thought he did win that title. From Nick Bockwinkel, that is. But no, due to circumstances which would later be dubbed a dusty finish, Hogan was unable to actually capture the AWA Heavyweight Championship in the early 80s. You know, Hogan actually was a member of the WWF roster as early as 1979. That time he was under the tutelage of classy Freddie Blassie. Big body slam. Made his return to the WWF in early December 83, I believe. Body slam. Again. You know, Hogan did have a lot more moves when he wrestled over in Japan. Not so many here in the U.S. He is taking it to Johnny Rodz. Johnny Rodz, a perennial undercard worker in the WWF, WWF, all the W's. Although Johnny Rodz has trained a number of professional wrestlers whom you would know today. And I could list them off, but I'm not going to. Charges right into Hogan, who fights out of the corner. Another body slam. I think he might be going for that atomic leg drop, but Johnny Rodz knows what's happened and decides to get up and run right into him. It's like running into a brick wall, those 24-inch pythons that were not helped by steroids. Really? Oh! Oh, brain buster. Let's see Hogan Hulk up out of that. You know, I'm supposed to be non-biased, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Hulk Hogan. I was as a kid. I was definitely a Hulkamaniac back in the day, but, you know, eventually I stopped liking him. And I learned out what kind of piece of shite he was. And it looks like that piece of shite might have just won the match here if he goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Hulk Hogan gets his first victory in Fire Pro. Yay. It's time for some ladies action here on Championship Wrestling. We got Banshee, who was managed by Abdullah Farouk Jr., going up against Allison Danger. Allison Danger debuted back in March in a 6-woman tag team match alongside Sumi Sakai and Mickie James. Oh, look at that. Banshee taking a bite there Now, unfortunately, her debut was a little bit too late to have a record which would have qualified her for the women's tournament, but still, she's a tough competitor, and she wants to put some wins. There we go. We got Abdullah right outside. Oh, lateral press there coming off that flying cross body. Farouk, of course, has Banshee, and Banshee's tag team partner, whose name was Spectre. There we go. Her name was eluding me for a second. We have a number of ladies tag teams now, too. A cocky cover right there. I don't think that was going to be enough to keep Allison Danger down. Oh, looks like she might be bleeding from the forehead by where she was bitten. Busted open with the teeth there. Those must be pretty sharp teeth. Boston Crab there by Banshee, but Danger refuses to submit. As I was saying, we have a number of tag teams as well in the ladies division, despite not having a ladies tag team division. But who's to say in the future that, you know, we won't, because it's only a matter of time before we have a men's tag team division. Matter of fact, I was just saying last week how, you know, Bobby Heenan has brought back the Heenan family, and he says any two members of his family are definitely able to win and will win a tag team tournament when it happens. Leg is hooked after a drop kick, but Banshee kicks out at 1. You know, things are heating up here in Fire Pro, and I mean, it's springtime now, but we got summer on the way. That summer solstice, we already have a number of matches scheduled for that. Of course, we have John Cena taking on Batista after Batista illegally eliminated John Cena from the Battle Royal. Earlier today, we heard that Ken Shamrock is going to be challenging the Macho Man Randy Savage inside the Octagon, UFC style. And, of course, we have that big... Oh, looks like he's... I thought it was going to be a lifting DDT, but it turned into almost like a lifting flatliner. And also, we have the SWA Heavyweight Champion as Savio Vega challenges Stone Cold Steve Austin. And surely there's going to be more matches for that card on June 21st. I'm sure Allison Danger would love to be on that card herself, as well as Banshee. Oh, nice snap suplex. Nice scoop slam there. Up. Thinks she wanted to go behind, but Banshee would not let her. So once again, she got slammed down to the canvas. Here we go. Old school expulsion. Oh, of course, Abdullah gets on the ring, but he's not able to distract the referee, and Allison Danger gets the victory. Abdullah may have a lot of money, but he did not have the eyes of the referee this time. Woo! We have Randy Savage and Ric Flair on the same card. It's like WrestleMania 8 all over again. Ric Flair is taking on George South this week. Now, Ric Flair made his debut in Fire Pro, like a lot of other wrestlers, at the big Battle Royal on Valentine's Day. Flair was quite exceptional. Unfortunately, he did not win the whole thing like he won the Rumble in '92, but he did eliminate 3 men during that match. And he actually got eliminated from the Battle Royal by Alberto Del Rio, whom we saw earlier today. Flair says it's only a matter of time before he has that heavyweight championship around his waist. There's a lot of men who have that claim. You know, a lot of men want to take on Stone Cold Steve Austin, and a lot of men want to be the SWA Heavyweight Champion. But it's going to be Savio Vega getting that first shot there, as Stone Cold will be making that first defense on the summer solstice. That's June 21st, guys. That is about 4 weeks away. George South, we saw a lot of him back in the old NWA days. Wrestled quite a bit in the South, no pun intended. Double axe handle to the back of the Nature Boy. Nature Boy's daughter, Ashley Flair, goes by the name of Charlotte. Is Charlotte the most decorated woman in the current WWE? Because I think she may be, but don't quote me on that, because I don't really watch modern wrestling. Nice clothesline there to George South. I know WrestleMania just took place. I think Charlotte was on that card in a tag team match, if I remember correctly, because I actually did watch Mania. I was a bit disappointed. Oh, Flair's going up top. This doesn't work out very often, but he likes to go for that diving crossbody. A lot of people don't know why, but that's actually how he won his first ever NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He defeated Harley Race back in, what, 1982, I believe? Via a diving crossbody. Or maybe I'm confusing that with Stark. I'm old, I forget things sometimes. Okay, Charlotte is definitely, easily the most decorated woman on the WWE roster, according to the live chat. That's good. Now, you guys might be watching this here on YouTube, but all these things are filmed live on Twitch. 13 titles between Raw and SmackDown, not counting tag titles or the NXT. Okay, because I know there are some ladies' mid-card titles, of course, that being the Intercontinental and United States Championships, just like the men. Figure 4 leg lock. Ric Flair defeats George South. Chalk one more win for the Nature Boy. Woo! We have another man who we've not seen since the Valentine's Day Battle Royal. That being Rocky Maivia, as he takes on Salvatore Sincere. Salvatore taken down with a nice jumping clothesline. Of course, I mean, Rocky Maivia, who needs to really introduce the man who would be known as The Rock and is currently a member of the board of TKO, the company that owns WWE. Nice DDT. Third generation superstar there. Goes for the cover after that DDT, but only gets a 2 count. You know, Rocky Maivia might have a hell of a pedigree, but you know what? That doesn't really mean a whole lot anymore in Fire Pro. You know, if you want to make your way to the top here, you got to win some matches, and this is the first singles match for Rocky Maivia here in Fire Pro. Maivia actually eliminated from that Battle Royal by his fellow Bloodline member, his cousin, Roman Reigns. But now here's a chance to see if... Oh, Maivia still has it, and it looks like he might with another DDT. Goes for the cover again. Salvatore kicks out at 2. Salvatore Sincere was one of those men who actually got his start in 1996. Got a few wins against the Ham and Eggers, but every time he would go up against anybody of any notoriety, he would end up falling just short. Oh, we already got some people in the chat saying Rocky sucks. Rocky sucks. We know what Rocky might be a lot of things, but sucks isn't one of them. And I say that quoting him from 1997. Of course, it was February of 97 when he won his first of 2 Intercontinental Championships from Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter Hearst Helmsley actually is a member of the Fire Pro roster as well. We haven't seen him since the Valentine's Day Battle Royal either. You know, there's a lot of men on the roster, but not a lot of time. Rock bottom. Oh, looks like Salvatore Sincere has been knocked out. Rocky Maivia ends this match and this edition of Championship Wrestling with a critical. I am Benoit signing off. Till next time, keep on simming.